This is Clark Kent for the Predatory Lending Network. Now I'm here with some intergalactic travelers, and I'm here with
Christopher Hoage.
Christopher. Now we know that Apple Computer just came out with their new iPad this week. Do you think Apple will be able to compete against cheaper price competitors?
Possibly. Their products are among the best in the market, and everybody wants to fight to get their products. But again, the way the economy is going, continuing to go down, maybe in the future they will start to lose out to their smaller competitors. It's really up in the air to whatever happens.
Well, one of the things now that Apple is now the largest company in the galaxy, but over half their net worth is in cash accounts, earning nothing for their shareholders. Should Apple possibly pay out a dividend, buy a smaller company such as Disney, because you know Steve Jobs owned a large part of Disney. Apple Computer is now the largest company in the galaxy, but over half their net worth is in cash accounts, earning nothing for shareholders. Should Apple possibly pay out a dividend to shareholders, buy a smaller company such as Disney, or maybe even buy back some stock? What should Apple do with all that cash?
Possibly paying the dividend, or I don't know, maybe Apple buying Disney would be a good thing for everybody. I don't know. Again, I'm not a total expert in this field, but possibly would be a good idea.
Now that Apple's the largest company in the galaxy, and they can't figure out what to do with all their cash, should Apple maybe be broken up by the government?
I don't think it's in direct violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act, but it could possibly be. I don't know. It is such a big company, the government maybe should break them up. I don't know.
So is there any last minute things you'd like to say to the people throughout the galaxy about this or any other of your adventures that you've been on?
Just keep on going and enjoying what you got. That's all I have to say.
So in closing, this is Clark Kent from the Predatory Lending Network talking to you. This is Clark Kent from the Daily Planet in association with the Predatory Lending Network. Now, Apple Computer came out with their new iPad this week. Do you think Apple will be able to compete against cheaper price competitors?
Yeah, because everybody loves Apple. Dude, it's like Apple's a cult, man. It's like people are in the pouring rain waiting for these things, and it's like you get one and like 5 months later another one comes out.
Well, you mentioned that Apple's a cult, and it's now the largest company in the galaxy. But over half their net worth is in cash accounts, earning nothing for shareholders. And should Apple maybe buy another company such as Disney, maybe a shareholder buyback? What should Apple do with all their cash?
I think they should use it for humanitarian efforts, really. I mean, I really think that there's a lot of stuff going on in this world, that these companies that are making millions and trillions and billions of dollars, that money could go to a lot better use than just going into some CEO's pocket.
One of the things you say humanitarian, do you think they should maybe do things towards cancer research because their CEO recently died of cancer? Cancer
research, HIV research, the problems over in Africa with the HIV virus spreading so much, the stuff here in America with the poverty level. I mean, half the people can't pay their rents or mortgages, and people need help right now.
Maybe a foundation like the Bill and Melinda Gates
Foundation or Bill Gates Foundation.
Now, Apple is the largest company in the galaxy, and they can't seem to figure out what to do with all their cash. Should the government maybe come in and break up Apple Computer?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so, because they're not. I don't think they're a monopoly. They don't have a monopoly on the computer industry, because you still have IBM and all the other ones, and Windows. I don't think they should come in and break it up.
Now, is there any last minute things you'd like to say to the folks throughout the galaxy?
Nope. Just have fun.
Okay, so this is Clark Kent from the Daily Planet in association with the Predatory Lending Network talking to you. Now, this is Clark Kent from the Daily Planet in association with the Predatory Lending Network. Now, we're talking to folks throughout the galaxy, and I'm here with Wonder Woman.
And I'm Wonder Woman, and I have all my superpowers. My band turns into a boomerang that will help me protect me from everything. And then my cuffs, they help protect me from the bullets. And then my power belt, it helps me from being away from Paradise Island. And then I have my lasso of truth, so I can ring them all, those bad people that tell the truth.
Now, you'd say that we're telling the truth today. Now, what is the truth about Apple Computer? Apple Computer came out with their new iPad this week. Do you think Apple Computer will be able to compete against cheaper price competitors?
Well, a lot of people love Apple, including myself. I have an iPhone, and I love that iPad 3 with this whole, the resolution is wonderful, but I don't have one yet. But I'm sure it can compete with all the lower price, PCs. Because a lot of people love Apple. They love the graphics, and it's easy to navigate. Even a 3-year-old knows how to navigate an Apple.
Now, Apple is now the largest company in the galaxy, but over half their net worth is in cash accounts, earning nothing for shareholders. Should Apple Computer maybe pay out a dividend, buy a smaller company such as Disney, or maybe even a shareholder buyback? What should Apple do with all that cash?
Maybe they should partner with some of the other big companies and make their empire grow bigger.
Well, they're already the largest company in the galaxy.
Yeah, maybe even bigger. Who knows?
Well, you mentioned that they're so big. Now that Apple's the largest company in the galaxy, should Apple maybe be broken up by the government because they're just maybe too big, because they can't figure out what to do with all their money?
Maybe they should spread it out more. I don't know. Maybe it might cause some problems, but I think they're doing pretty good the way how they are right now.
Well, some people have mentioned that because their founder, Steve Jobs, recently died of cancer, that maybe they should start a foundation like the Bill and Melinda Gates and do something towards cancer research. Do you think they should do something for more humanitarian with all that cash?
That's a good idea. Spread the wealth.
So in closing, is there any last minute things you'd like to say to the beings throughout the galaxy?
Well, come to WonderCon today and see all the, exhibits and all the characters that are going to be coming in later on.
So in closing, this is Clark Kent from the Daily Planet in association with the Predatory Lending Network, signing out. Now, this is Clark Kent from the Daily Planet in association with the Predatory Lending Network. Now, I'm here with Harvey Dent, intergalactic former friend of Bruce Wayne. Now that Apple Computer came out with their new iPad this week, do you think Apple Computer will be able to compete against cheaper price competitors?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah.
And now that Apple Computer is now the largest company in the galaxy, but over half their money is in cash accounts, earning nothing for shareholders, should Apple maybe buy a smaller company like Disney or a shareholder buyback? What should Apple do with all that cash?
Give it to me.
And also, Apple's the largest company in the galaxy, and they can't figure out what to do with all that cash. What should the government do? Should they maybe break up Apple Computer?
No. The government should stay out of it,
So in closing, is there any last minute things you'd like to say to the beings throughout the galaxy?
Not really.
So in closing, this is Clark Kent from the Daily Planet in association with the Predatory Lending Network, signing out.
Have him do a last statement to Batman.
Oh, okay. So we're still rolling? Is there any last minute things you'd like to say to Batman?
Stay on my good side.
Okay, so in closing, this is Clark Kent from the... I'm so used to doing for another show. Okay, let me get your card. Now, this is Clark Kent from the Daily Planet in association with the Predatory Lending Network. I'm here talking to some folks because Apple came out with their new iPad this week. Do you folks think that Apple Computer will be able to compete against cheaper price competitors throughout the galaxy?
I think that as Apple grows, it is going to become less and less priced.
R2-D2 is the future. R2-D2 is the future. Apple's going to come out with Apple D2.
Apple D2?
Apple D2.
That's the future. That's the word right there.
That's it. Now that Apple is the largest company in the galaxy, even bigger than Darth Vader's empire, half their net worth is in cash accounts, earning nothing for their shareholders. Should Apple maybe buy a smaller company such as Disney, pay out a shareholder dividend, or maybe a shareholder buyback? What should Apple do with all that cash?
Apple should buy out Tony Stark and Bruce Wayne, in my opinion.
And you?
I think that since Steve Jobs is gone, they probably need to get Tony Stark to start running Apple.
Stark Industries, yeah.
Stark running
a merger, an epic merger.
Apple Stark.
Apple Stark. Now, one of the problems that now that Apple's the largest company in the galaxy and they can't figure out what to do with all their cash, should the government maybe come in and break up Apple now that they're so large?
No. Empire. Empire is the way of the world. Apple Empire, Galactic Empire.
You're lucky because the Emperor, Steve Jobs, was not as forgiving as they are.
Now, some people brought up, and you kind of brought up, with Tony Stark's heart condition and Steve Jobs dying of cancer. Should Apple now start a foundation similar to Bill and Melinda Gates and actually do things towards cancer research and other ailments like heart disease if Tony Stark got into this type of organization?
They should. He should do that, or they should do that only if they actually build an Apple suit. Tony Stark did it because he built an Iron Man suit, and that's how he helped the world. So if you're gonna make an Apple suit that you're running around kicking Al Qaeda's ass, that's really outdated.
A 4G Apple suit fits your iPod, fits your accessories.
So Stark and Apple. Okay.
That's the future.
Snapple.
Snapple. There we go.
Snapple. Oh, like Snapple. And they could also, everyone just drink Snapple.
They could buy Snapple too.
Now, in closing, is there any last minute things you'd like to say to the folks who want the galaxy?
Live long and prosper. Yes.
May the force be with you.
Okay, so in closing, this is Clark Kent from the Daily Planet in association with the Predatory Lending Network, signing out. Now, this is Clark Kent from the Daily Planet in association with the Predatory Lending Network. Now, the big news today is Apple Computer is now the largest company in the galaxy, and they just came out with their new iPad this week. Do you folks think that Apple can compete with their cheaper price competitors now out there?
Don't see why not. Quality product.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I think they can compete still. I mean, their technology is just as good as anyone else's, right?
Now that Apple's the largest company in the galaxy, but over half their net worth is in cash accounts earning nothing for shareholders, should Apple maybe do a shareholder buyback, pay out a dividend, buy a smaller company such as Disney? What should Apple do with all that cash?
They should open up more jobs in America, I think.
Employ more people?
Yeah, in America, stateside.
I think everyone should stay away from Disney.
I'm not entirely sure what Apple should do, but I definitely think they need to move that money around. At least, share it with, I don't know, other companies. I think what Mouse of Pain was saying is a pretty good idea. Just, yeah.
Can we get a little closer? You guys are kind of spread out. Now, you mentioned that they should share the wealth. Some people have suggested they should start a foundation like the Bill and Melinda Gates and join forces with Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark, because their founder, Steve Jobs, had a medical condition. Tony Stark had a medical condition. Should they actually get into a foundation and help people throughout the galaxy, such as the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation?
Helping people is an honorable thing. Everybody should help.
I agree.
I agree with him. The man says it right.
Now, is there also a problem with Apple now the largest company? Should the government maybe come and break them up because they're becoming too powerful and too much a part of the empire? Should the government break up Apple?
No, I say free enterprise. If they're going to do good business, they might as well do it right.
I don't see why the government should break it up.
Well, I don't know if they should break it up or not, but definitely I feel that those funds should be spread around a little. So perhaps that is the logical conclusion.
Logical conclusion. Okay. Now, is there any other things that you would like to say, last-minute words to the folks who want the galaxy?
Not that I can think of.
I live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper. So this is Clark Kent from the Daily Planet in association with the Predatory Lending Network, signing out. Now, this is Clark Kent from the Daily Planet in association with the Predatory Lending Network. Now, we're talking to some folks about Apple Computer today. Now, I'm here with
Jamie Metz.
Jamie, now I noticed that Apple came out with their new iPad, and you've done some modifications to it in your time travel. What can you tell us about this new iPad that Apple came out with?
All I know about it is that it has a higher resolution screen.
Higher resolution screen. Now, with their higher resolution screen, do you think Apple will be able to compete against their cheaper priced competitors throughout the galaxy?
They seem to be doing fine now.
Now, one of the things now that Apple is now the largest company in the galaxy, and over half their net worth is in cash accounts, earning nothing for shareholders. What should Apple do with all their cash?
Invest it.
Invested in what? And it's because they half their net worth is they can't figure out what to do.
I have no idea.
Okay. Now that Apple's the largest company, should the government maybe come in and break them up because they're getting too big?
No, they're diversified, unlike Microsoft that wasn't when they took it apart.
So in closing, is there any last minute things you'd like to say to the beings throughout the galaxy?
No.
Okay, so in closing, this is Clark Kent. Now in closing, this is Clark Kent. I'm the Daily Planet, signing out.